Important tips and resources for buying your home.
The home prices are going to be the most competitive here, but I don't think it's going to change. They just one of the huge tech companies purchased another place over in Apple, and they say there's a mass exodus from the Bay Area, but it's just not true. When these companies move their top headquarters, away to Texas and what's it called, Seattle, Washington, and stuff like that, they actually in the following years tend to ramp up their production here of other facilities, maintaining the bulk of their people. This is true for Tesla and Apple and all these other companies. They're not leaving here. They're just moving their headquarters somewhere cheaper, and then for some reason still opening up a bunch of companies here. So I don't think that I think what's going to happen is people are going to make a little bit of a shift back up to San Francisco, and that's good. It should actually slow the market down a little bit and make it healthier, because the last thing that we want is people freaking out and having, fear of not getting out and driving the prices, up and down rapidly. We don't want that. We want people to be like, oh, okay, it makes sense. The government pumped in 5 trillion. It went up 10% for 5 years, and now it's slowing down to 5% growth after that. If it just shoots up, 50% every single year for 3 years straight, then everybody at that point is going to be driving it back down, trying to get out as quickly as possible. So we actually want people to shift back up to San Francisco and slow down our growth, because emotions are a huge factor when it comes to all of this.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
But yeah, would you be open to doing a one-on-one appointment sometime this week so we can help you figure it out?
Yeah, I noted down your email and phone number, so I'll definitely get in touch.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
And then, so I'm using for Vinay, I'm using my broker's account right now. My name's Antonio, and you can see my phone number and my email up there, and you can text me and we'll set something up. Does anybody else have any other questions that they want answered? It's good to answer them while everybody's here, so everybody gets to hear.
Maybe I have a comment, maybe not a question, but it's common sense when you say that the $7 trillion new being pumped to the economy and the interest rate being so low, it just makes sense. You cannot go wrong. The next 10 years, it is up for grab. We have to make a decision and get into the rental market sooner the better.
So some extra information with that, and bear in mind, yes, I am a real estate agent, but I moved between 3 of the top brokers in the Bay Area to Sharad, and one guy that was on a TV show even for real estate, because I just don't like when people aren't straightforward and don't give just the exact facts and stuff like that. I'm extremely okay, what's the data? I don't care. What would I personally want to do? And I honestly, even though I think it's true about what you just said, the next 10-year thing, I hate saying it, because I feel I'm like, man, is it? And I'm trying to sit there. I'm going through all the data. I'm reading, and I'm like, I just don't see any other picture. So I'm comfortable kind of saying it now, but because I'm a real estate agent, I don't like to just, blanket be like, oh yeah, you're going to make $1 million in the next 10 years, because I have an invested interest in saying that. But that being said, I've looked very hard and I just can't see anything else, because even if COVID happens again, the government is only going to use real estate in order to push the prices of real estate higher in order to support the economy. The reason is nothing else in our economy right now is really supporting us. We are not a capitalist government. We have a lot of socialist policies, especially in the major cities where all of our jobs and money is coming from. And what this creates is a lot of zombie companies that aren't profitable. Uber and Lyft haven't been profitable. So once Tesla comes out with their self-driving thing, they're going to be probably out of the market. We're not really having a lot of good real GDP growth. We might have artificial GDP growth, of our goods and services and stuff like that, but there's not a lot of real stuff. The only thing that's actually going up in value, and even that is mostly due to inflation, is real estate. So the second that anything economic happens, fires, hurricanes, tornadoes, whatever, the Federal Reserve is just going to go, oh, okay, let's just lower rates, drive a bunch of buyers into the market, and then pump the value of real estate up. That'll make the equity of homeowners so large that they'll be able to refinance or sell their property. They'll be able to take their 200, 300 grand, spend it in the economy to keep our money circulating, to keep our value up and keep our economy supported. They'll be able to go purchase cars, boats, bikes, whatever, phones, other houses, and that's what's going to support the economy. And when that's the real estate is essentially right now the only tool for the government to do that. So, and that's their job, is to keep the inflation from 3 to 5% per year. They don't want it too much higher, too much lower. So when the people that make the rules want this to happen, you better believe it's probably going to happen.
Join our weekly webinar. Call us now at 408-763-8131 or scan the QR code.